What's up, beautiful people? It's your man Benjamin from ohepographics, and today video I'll be teaching you how to use the pick tool and the freehand pick tool in Coreldraw. So come to think of this, if Coreldraw was a human being, the pick tool would be the hand. So it's very important because you use it to select, use it to skew, use it to rotate, and use it to resize objects. So without wasting much time, I'll be turning my screen now to show you how to use these tools. So right now I'm on Coreldraw, and you can see I'm on my workspace. You can see these objects on my workspace as well. It's actually my brand mark for ohepographics, for those of you that might recognize it. Alright, so towards my left corner here is the pick tool. Okay, so I would also like you to pay attention to the property bars up, okay, because you can also, when each tool is selected, the property bar changes with properties with respect to that tool. Okay, so with the pick tool selected, you can see the properties for the pick tool. Okay, so here you can probably change the document size you want to. So currently it's on A4, and here too, let me zoom out a little bit. Here you can change the orientation of the paper size, portrait or landscape, depending on what you want. Then here is also millimeter, so you can just play around and also check the two tip taps and the two tip text of these properties so that you know what they do. Okay, so like this is a nudge distance. It tells you, okay, set a distance for nudging. So nudging is basically when I select and also use my direction button. So I'm nudging to my right and I'm nudging to my left. So you can just try your hands and then as well. You can see, like I just selected, the property bar changes again to this. So you can try, just walk around, play around with them. You understand more the way some of this the functionalities of some of the properties are. So with my pick tool selected, when I click down, okay, and when that's left click down and I select, you can see the dash line. I'll select my object. So when I select this object, you can see anchor points around these objects. Okay, so I can actually manipulate this action point. You can see I'm resizing, right? I can also resize this way, okay, and I can also resize this way. Okay, so what it means is that towards the corner I'm resizing X and Y axis equally, so directionally this way, so equal proportion this way. But if I hold down my shift key and do the same, I'm resizing from the middle. Okay, I'm resizing from the middle, and when I also make my selection and I click in the middle, you can see these anchor points. I can rotate my object at that point, and the anchor point is actually movable. I can move it here. So when I move it to the corner, you can see that I'm rotating my object on that point. Okay, so that's basically it. Then you can also skew. So when you click again, you can skew to the left, to the right. You can do that. Okay, so that's all for the pick tool. Very basic tool, but very important. Okay, and just like how I was telling you from the initial, that you can, okay, like this is a word tool. Okay, so with the word tool, how it works, if I hold down my shift key and I click to select individual objects, okay, I can weld them. Okay, so when I weld them, they assume the property of the last object selected. Okay, so that's why they are all red, because I selected red last. Okay, so that's basically all about the pick tool. Very important tool. So we go ahead to the freehand pick tool. It's just like the pick tool itself, but this time around it gives you flexibility to make your selection. You can see I can just draw my selections out, so it gives me that flexibility. You can see I just selected only this part. You can also make a whole selection by selecting the whole or drawing the line around the object. You can see it brings out it still brings out the anchor point where I can resize this way, or even rotate, or even to skew. Okay, so it's similar with the pick tool, but one of the important feature, or one of the important use of the freehand pick tool, is that when you're working with a lot of clusters of objects, okay, let's assume, okay, this is an object, you can see they're all scattered. It gives you that flexibility to select individually. Okay, so when you're making your selection, ensure that the whole object is within your selection. If not, it's not going to pick it. Okay, so Basically, that's how you use the pick tool and the freehand pick tool on Coreldraw. There you have it. That's how we use the pick tool and the freehand pick tool on Coreldraw. So ensure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button beside it so that you don't miss out on my future videos. See you in the next one. Bye.